The three biggest mistakes I think card readers make. I'm Teresa Collins of Blended Spirit. I have been reading for 14 years now. I was born a psychic though, so I have had these gifts my whole life. But it wasn't until about a decade ago that I learned to actually start reading cards. And in the beginning, there was a lot of second guessing. There was a lot of things that I needed to learn. So if you pick up a card and you do oracle cards and you just pull a card and you read from the book, that's not exactly the kind of reading I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is actually getting guidance, actually tapping in, actually seeing what these cards are here to tell us. So today we're going to talk about the three mistakes I think people make the most and how you can kind of shift them so that you don't continue to make them. So let's start with number one. I think the biggest mistake people do is they outsource their power. These are divinity tools. They are not meant to override you. They are supposed to help you, but we need to tap into you. It's a little bit sneaky, right? So you're usually doing it out of fear of being wrong, or maybe not trusting yourself. Maybe you're just new. Maybe you're out of practice. But you're outsourcing your power. What you really need to do is use these as amplifying tools to confirm your power. Now, of course, you're not going to trust yourself in the beginning, so that's okay. But the more that you actually work with them, the more you realize that these are just an add-on, the more they will help you. I am a full channel. I don't need the cards, but I love the cards. But I will say it took me a long time to realize that. It took me a minute to realize that I got the impression and the ideas, even sometimes before I pulled the card. And they were very, very spot on. You don't actually trust your intuition because you were trained not to. So intuition is something that we all came with. But as children, we are told that's our imagination. We don't know any better. And we are taught not to trust ourselves. So it's time to start trusting yourself. It's time to stop outsourcing that power. Now, how you actually do this is you practice. Practice, practice, practice. So the more that you pull a card and vibe into it instead of reading it, the better you're going to get. This one is gorgeous. It's about being happy doing this. We're so happy. You get to be the interpreter. So the first hit that you get, the first activation, that is what is going to be the right one. Now you can even look at it and then close your eyes, right? So maybe you check out this card and then you close your eyes and try to feel what you vibed into it. So the first thing I feel is I feel reflection. I feel cycles. I feel expansion, right? I am actually really good at doing this. But that's because I practice. So the more that you actually practice, the more you practice tapping into your intuition, the more that you practice working with the cards, the easier this is going to be. It's an inward journey, guys. It's not just the outward. So it's not just about what you're seeing. It's what you're feeling. It's what you're knowing. It's the downloads that you're getting. When you feel into your body, when you put your hand on your body and you feel here, tell me what a yes feels like. So a yes feeling would be like something that lifts you up. Like, yes, I want it. A no feeling is going to feel heavy, deep and dark. So I want you to start practicing that as well, right? So when you flip the card and you think this is reflection, then ask yourself, does that feel like a yes? Or does that feel like a no? And initially this is going to take a minute. You want to take it slow. Usually people are in such a rush to get this done. But you know what? This is one of those master things. So take your time. Allow it to unfold in your life. Your body is actually the most accurate oracle that you have. So when you really start understanding this yes feeling and this no feeling, right? And it's a lightness or it's a heaviness. This is really going to be an excellent indicator on how you're reading. You're going to want to try to breathe though and get yourself grounded and get out of fear before you ask. Because if you're asking in a fear way, you're not going to get the right answer at all. So you want to make sure that you're centered, you're grounded, and you try to bring yourself down. Number 2. What was number 2 I wanted to tell you? I know what number 3 is. Number 2. We overthink instead of feel. So, and you'll catch yourself in this. So, we'll say things like, I think you should do this. I think you should do that. I think they're trying to tell you this. Well, actually, it comes in the magic of those words. What are we thinking? Also, pay attention to where this is coming from, because your body will tell you. Is it all up here in your head? Or are you feeling into it? The mind is fast. Intuition is sometimes slow. Logical makes sense. Sometimes intuition doesn't make sense. And especially when you're using cards of guidance, I'm going to tell you there's been many times that I've said something that didn't actually make any logical sense at the time. And people will be coming back to me later saying, oh my God, remember when you said that? You were totally right. Remember when you said this? You were totally right. Because we're not looking for that logical connections. We're looking for actual true insight and guidance. If you're thinking about it, you've already left your intuition. So if you are needing to pause, or you needing to make up a story, maybe you just get one word and crash. Just say the word crash. Don't think about what crash could mean. You could even say, I'm not sure what crash means. Get out of your head. It's okay to say, I'm not sure. Right? I don't actually know. Good. I don't want you to actually know, because then you're not thinking about it. You're feeling into it. You're reading it. You're expanding. Pay attention to your body too, because you may get chills, you may get warmth. Again, you might get that yes feeling, you might get that no feeling. This is a somatic activation. So the more somatic your body is, the easier it is to understand. So again, you need to practice. You need to figure out, how does my body respond? I will tell you though, if you're in fear, it's usually ego, because there's never anything that I have ever read that scares me in cards. I've never read something scary for people. There's a lot of people who are like terrified to get the cards read because they're afraid they're going to get something scary. That's not true guidance. That's not true reading. Messages will come up, yes, when you need to avoid things. Messages will come up if you have a choice, or if maybe there's something that you could do differently. But it's not out of the fear. It's not scary. So if you're getting scary messages, I'm going to tell you those are not accurate, and those are definitely not intuition. Those are going to be coming from ego. Those are going to be coming from fear base. I want you to keep practicing what my body feels like a yes. Show me, body, what feels like a yes. And show me, body, what feels like a no. Right? The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. You got to get out of your head though. Get out of your head, into your body, and practice it. So the third thing that I think people make mistakes is they're trying to read without connections. So the whole point of reading cards as a reader, not just reading it like an author, is to be connecting. So you want to connect to your soul, connect to your higher self, connect to your intuition. You want to connect to your guides. And if you don't know how to do this, this is cool, because one of my free gift actually for you guys is exploring the guides. So I'm going to give you a free teaching on how to actually figure out what guides are. But you really want to connect before you ask a question, before you actually start using cards. And not just cards, like if you're using a pendulum or if you're using any kind of divinity, you want to make sure you're actually connected. And you want to get clear. Right? Because the clarity doesn't actually come from the cards. The clarity comes from you. It comes from your questions. It comes from, what do you need? What do you need from these cards today? What are you actually asking for? Well, we're asking for great awakening. What are you asking for? You're asking for some great awakenings. Walk your truth, stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? So when I look into this, I just definitely read it. But I can see this vast universe waiting for you. These mountains waiting to talk to you. This connection waiting. This connection to Gaia. So you trust yourself more by connecting in. Connecting to the earth. Connecting to yourself. Standing in your truth. Well, you know what? You maybe don't know what the truth is, because you're using the cards to get the guidance of the truth. So it's okay to be worried about making a mistake. But if you are not giving away your power, you stop overthinking, and you actually learn to connect, your guidance is going to be pretty amazing. for yourself and for others. If you are still doubting yourself, that's okay. That's a human thing. We doubt ourselves. So you can actually ask yourself, how can I trust myself more? Right? And then pull the cards. How can I trust myself more? But do those things. Get super, super clear on it. So a little teaching on guides, just so you know, everyone actually has guides. Everybody actually has support. You just want to make sure that they're hearing your highest good and they're giving you the right information. Guides can be just like the human world, right? You have an auntie who loves you so much, but her advice is not necessarily something you should take because she just doesn't know, she's not aware of your life, right? So you want to make sure when you're connecting with the guides that you're asking, is this in the highest vibration, greatest intention, and divine love? Is this in the highest good? Is this in the highest good for me? Is this in the highest good for others? So you want to make sure that you're getting information that is in the highest good for yourself and others. Now, if you don't get a strong yes feeling in your body, don't listen to it. Take it with a grain of salt, right? This is why it's super and really, really important to start understanding these yes feelings and these no feelings. Plus, we don't want to just keep lip serving doing this guidance. You should feel it. You should actually feel it when you're doing readings, right? It's not like you picked up a TV news or a tabloid and you're just reading the articles. I want you to feel into this, right? When you feel into it, you're going to get the best guidance. And that's the connection piece. When I'm talking about the 3 biggest mistakes people make is not connecting, they're just lip servicing it. It's just shallow. It's not actually giving them what they need. And when you truly get to take the time to learn how to do this properly, it will be a powerful, powerful tool in your life. Very, very powerful tool. Let's do a quick little 10-second idea of how to actually connect to the guides. So if you close your eyes, and I believe everything starts with a breath. So you're going to let yourself just take that breath in. And just find yourself centered and grounded. And remember, you're going to do this before you even pick up the cards. I want you to just be totally centered and grounded before you even pick up your cards. And then I want you to say, I call in the guides to support with higher wisdom. I call in the guides to support with higher wisdom. I call in the guides to support with higher wisdom. And you can even ask, how do you communicate with me? Now pay attention, right? Maybe you get a warm feeling. I just got like a whole lot of warm feelings in my hands. Maybe you get tingles. I got tingles in the top of my head. So it's so fun. They're playing as we do this. Maybe you get goosebumps. Yes, I got goosebumps head to toe. Maybe you just feel something, right? Your presence. If you are somebody who is super vision connected, you might even see something. Sometimes I smell something. I've had a lot of guides. And sometimes you just hear it. So you can hear it in your inside mind. So it's not an outside hearing, it's an inside hearing. So you really just want to be quiet and listen. And the more you do this, the better you'll get at it. And maybe record what you see, feel, hear. Maybe you feel like you get a tap on the shoulder. I got a little tap on the shoulder while we were talking. Now, if you get nothing at all, that's okay. Keep practicing, but also pay attention to the subtle differences. Because in the beginning, it could be so subtle. It's a whisper. It's a soft touch. Partly because I don't want to freak you out, but also because this is kind of a new thing. Right? And the real trick about it is feeling into this form, but also getting out of your head, getting out of your own way, getting out of the doubt, right? So just for this minute, don't doubt it. Don't question it. Don't be like, oh, did I feel it or not feel that? Just vibe into it, right? If you get a little tingle on the top of your head, or maybe you feel a slight breeze. These are all things that are coming through and showing me. So this may be something that you get. And I will let you know that you always have guides. Every single human has guides. Now, can we hear them or feel them or know or sense them? That's a totally different thing. That's a skill. But you always have somebody, something, beautiful entities supporting you. Every single human comes with a guardian angel. But there's all these other amazing guides that are here to support us, depending on what we need. So it's not that they're not there yet. You just maybe can't hear them yet. So we have to turn up the amplifier. We have to expand your ability and your anchor to actually hear them. So today we talked about outsourcing your power. I will tell you, if you're doing it in your readings, you're probably doing it in the rest of your life as well. So maybe start paying attention to how you're outsourcing your power. I will tell you that anytime that you think it is not in your own hands, or you think you have to have something, this is giving your power away. And we want to just bring that back to you. But it may be totally new. This may be a new thing for you. So give yourself a minute. It's okay if it's new. Again, the whole reason it's called a practice is because you have to practice it. I did this for 14 years, but I didn't get here overnight. And I do practice literally every single day. So every single day, I pull at least one card. I connect with my guides. I ground myself. I say, what do I need to hear today? What do I need to know? What do I need to know in this moment? And then I pull that card. So it's interesting. Express yourself. Ooh, and start something new. That's what I got. It's interesting though, as you do this, the more you get into it, the better you'll get at it. And to be honest, I'm looking at this card and I hear stop and smell the roses. So even though this card says start something new, today I actually feel it's the day to not do something new. I mean, we're doing something new here. We're creating new things for you. But personally, I'm supposed to just savor the moment, savor the pleasure, and stop and smell the roses. Allow myself to enjoy the radiance. So just because it says something, pay attention to the vibration that you got instead. Right? And how do you know if it's right? Well, just play with it. Do it. I'm going to stop and smell the roses today and see how I feel. You could have a reading journal. That's kind of a cool thing. So if you're reading, you write it out, and then at the end of the day, you check, was that true? Did that feel good? The thing about that is I get to choose if it was right or wrong at the end of the day. I get to choose if that was the intuition to stop and smell the roses, to take a break. Which, again, can mess people up in the beginning. They are giving their power away. So I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this. We did talk about some things. I did say mistakes, but you know what? There's no such mistakes. There's just learning. So give yourself a minute. Give yourself a pat on the back for even entering into this and the learning curve. My free gift to you is exploring your guides. So you're going to get a chance to actually discover what guides are waiting for you, how you can choose them, how you can connect. And if you have any questions, though, I am absolutely available. So feel free to reach out, and you can even get a reading from me too. I do lots of readings. I actually include readings in every single one of my healings because I do love the guidance and the different doors that cards unlock for my clients. I personally have over 150 decks, and I just created my third deck, Soul Code Unlocked, that is available as a living oracle, or it's also available in real life as a print on demand. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I hope you guys have a spectacular summit. I know you'll learn lots and soak it all up, and just allow yourself to lean into it. Whatever you get will be absolutely perfect. That is it.